Okay. Good evening and welcome to the Petaluma Community Access Board of Directors meeting for Tuesday, May 20th, 2014. Would the secretary please call the roll?
Cindy Thomas.
Here.
Kathy Rivas.
Here.
Neil Fishman. Marcia Trent. Here. Matt Pearson. Rachel Moran.
Here.
Tim Williamson.
Here.
John Bertucci.
I'm here.
Okay. We barely have a quorum, but we do. And so with that, we have one member that's here for a public comment. You're a member of PCA?
I believe Mario got the paperwork finalized. I don't know.
Okay,
yet.
good. And your name, please?
Nick O'Rourke.
Okay. What are you here for tonight, Nick?
I wanted to see what was going on. John mentioned that the board meetings were held on this Tuesday each month. And I wanted to see what I can do to contribute.
How do you spell your last name, Nick?
O''R''O''U''R''K''E.
Thanks. Okay, and so you realize that this is just comment. This is not an exchange that we're having here. So if I heard what you said, that you have just recently renewed your membership, and you want to find ways to contribute to Petaluma Community Access as a whole?
Well, yeah, and also like I've been to the ones in the past where they're held at the city hall, and it was more people from the public were there instead of, I guess you guys are all part of the board, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really know. I haven't seen it on TV yet. I'm just here to see how it goes and see what I can say once the time approaches.
Okay.
I don't
so
know.
you want to observe the meeting tonight? Is that what you want to do?
For the beginning, and then I have some things I've been thinking about, and I spoke previously with John. I donated some photography from an artist in Sonoma County that I'm working with, and I believe he hung it up somewhere. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I don't know where he put it, but I think it was a tree or something. The one you guys got?
Sitting out there in the lobby.
Yeah. So
it hasn't been hung yet.
No, and he put on some videos, Vern, that painting one time that we've aired here, and I'm helping him with that because I'm trying to promote him and do different things. So I don't know. I would like to. I talked to Zach, and he mentioned that you guys would like to upgrade some of your equipment to like HD and broadcast in HD and instead of DVD, and from digital sources, and maybe we can get some new equipment and upgrade the software. I don't know, different things. I don't know exactly what your goal is here during your meetings, so that's why I wanted to start off. I didn't know I had to talk at the beginning. I just want to see what you guys' agendas were. I don't even have an agenda yet.
There's one right there.
Okay. Yeah, and we always have our agenda posted on the front of the building 72 hours before the meeting, so it's always there.
I wasn't made really aware of all the details. You got the the notes. Cool. I just wasn't made aware of the date, and I missed last month's, but I made a point to come out this time.
Okay, good. Okay, well, thanks for re-upping. That's a good thing. And so this body is not part of the staff. This is a volunteer board that has either been elected or appointed by the consensus of the board, the existing board members. And then our function is much like the city council for Petaluma does for the city of Petaluma. We are fiduciaries. We manage the budget. Well, we don't manage the budget. We approve a budget that John manages.
Yeah, because he's the administrative director.
Right. So John is the executive director, and everything that he does is all the operations. That's everything that you just kind of talked about. Those are all operational functions. So this board acts more like the government.
Well, you vote to get things done, right? Like if we want to get something passed, we would go through the board because you would make the final decision, correct?
If it wasn't operational, yes.
Okay, I was just curious how it works.
Right.
And how many people are on the board? Because I don't think this is a full meeting.
This is a full meeting, but not everyone is here tonight. We have a quorum. And 50 plus 1% has to be present for there to be a quorum, which we have tonight. Your rest of your questions can probably be better answered if you get a copy of the bylaws, which is on our website, and read that. That defines how.
Yeah, I don't need to know all the details right
Yeah.
now. I just you guys are
Yeah.
talking. I want to know some of the
Okay,
ins and outs real quick.
great.
So I guess the board consists of what, 10 members normally?
Well, like I said, that's all in the bylaws.
Oh.
We currently have 9.
9,
1, 2,
okay.
3, 4, 5. I'm sorry, 7.
7.
We have 7. We just lost a couple. We have 7 now. Maximum can be up to 13.
Yeah, because I remember in the past when I went there, I think like 11 people when I went last time. It was a couple of years ago.
People come and go.
Certainly. So I'm going to look over this. You guys can continue. I don't want to interrupt. I apologize.
Okay. And thanks for coming, Nick. Does anybody else want to address Nick or his concern?
Is this my last chance to talk, though? Because you put the public comment at right after the roll call.
We can take public comment on items under new business and old business when we call for it after we have
Okay. Just making sure.
had our discussion.
Okay, cool. Because I don't want to miss my opportunity to talk.
We'll let you know if you're coloring outside the lines, okay?
Okay.
All right.
You
I'm
still got
teasing
that
you.
button to the ejection seat, right?
Okay, so I believe that closes public comment, and now we have Board of Directors comments and announcements, if there are any. No?
The only announcement, and I'm not even sure that this is the appropriate place, but we did do Butter Dake's Day Parade, and I was very happy with how that all turned out. We had a small little wagon with our flowers and our tree and our little PCA magnets hanging on it, and our great banner, and we marched down the street, and George was there to help us enthuse the crowd about what was going on, and I thought we made some presents going down the road.
Okay, good.
I'd like to see
You
next
put your
year.
very own agenda item on this.
I do?
You do.
Oh, well, then I'll be
It's all
quiet.
here.
Yeah.
No, but that's okay for you to make that announcement. That debrief is everything. How we did on spending, did we feel like we spent too much, blah, blah, blah. All right. Anyway. I
Okay,
didn't
well
mean
then
to cut you
I'll save it for my agenda item.
Okay. All right. Anybody else?
Nope.
Okay. I sent an email out today about the chamber mixer. This is a big one. This is a 6
Saw it.
cities
I haven't read it. yet.
chamber
Saw you. So
mixer.
you're gonna try to attend?
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. So
6 cities, so it's Katati, Roanoke Park.
Yeah, it's Roanoke Park, Katati, Santa Rosa, Petaluma, the Black Chamber, and the Hispanic Chambers of Sonoma County.
Oh. Do they do this once a year, or?
I don't know they've ever had one.
Yeah,
I don't.
There's a
Yeah,
new
I
one
don't.
out
I don't
over
believe
there.
I've ever heard. But
When is it?
Thursday.
Oh, this week?
And I said 6 cities. It's 6 local chambers. Is that what it's called?
Six, yeah.
6
Organizations.
6 local chambers come together as regional leaders, and for those of you that are listening, we're talking about an event that's coming up Thursday, May 22nd, 5 to 7 p.m. up at the Sonoma Mountain Village Event Center. It's for chamber members, and just doing a little recruiting here. All right, that's all I have. Anyone else?
Is that from the old business you guys had last time? From about the Butter and Eggs Day Parade and someone soliciting business?
Yeah, you'll get your
Okay.
chance. I'll ask for public comment.
Sorry.
When you hear me say, "Is there any public comment to this item?" then that's your cue.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so seeing there's no other comments or announcements, nothing from you. Oh, you have to go to work first for you to bring us stuff, right? Okay, everybody's looked at the agenda. Is there any modifications we need to make to this agenda?
I had one more topic I wanted to add to my report. Long weekends.
It's already on there.
That's it's not on this.
I think you're safe.
Yeah, I think report, I could
Yeah.
extemporaneously
Yeah, I
go
think
on
you're
for
just
hours.
supposed to plug a couple of things in there just so that.
Okay. So, yeah, I like to keep the record of what
Yeah.
I talked about.
Very good. Okay, so if we can get a motion to accept the agenda, approve the agenda.
I'll move the agenda approval.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right. Agenda's approved, and then we have before us, or you should have received in your email prior to this meeting, the minutes for the April 15th, 2014 meeting. I believe Marcia sent that out last Wednesday or Thursday, didn't you?
I think it was Wednesday. I left
Yeah.
Thursday. So
Yeah. So everybody hopefully read the minutes by now. And if anyone has corrections, please state. Did you get a chance to read it, Rachel, or are you looking it over right now?
Looking it over right now.
You're grounded.
Busted.
Yeah.
Looks fine.
Yeah. I just noticed, I don't know if it was my version of Word that did this, but it put a big blank.
oh, there was one in there. I thought I got rid of it, but
Oh,
maybe I didn't.
yeah, I thought it was my version of Word.
It might have been.
Mine
I don't
did-
know.
mine didn't.
Yours
Mine didn't do it.
Mine didn't. When I printed it, but
That happens when you get different versions. Okay, so is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Any seconds?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstentions? I think everybody was here. Okay. Then. Treasurer's report is, I guess, not gonna fly tonight.
I can fly and I can wing it.
Okay,
we're
because you did send out the
Yes.
statement.
Yes, we're still moving comfortably with a balance left in the bank of 13,000. That's budgetary. The one I use the most is the profit and loss budget performance because it has what we estimated and it has what we've actually spent. And what we've actually spent is the one I watch. And we've had some expenses that went beyond because we changed plans in midstream, but we're doing good. It balances itself out. I did receive the PEG fees for AT&T, but not Comcast yet. Comcast would be late if we don't get it this week, so I might call City Hall and see if they got it. Quite often they have the check and they have to turn it around to write us a check.
And the pig fees were up, were they not?
Yeah, it went up
A little bit.
$200 for AT&T.
How many hands does it have to go through once it gets to, is it a lot?
It's just all, it's all in finance.
I think the whole sum comes to the city, and the city has to portion out our section. So they have to write another check, so it has to go into their account.
Oh, is that what it does?
I believe it's Cindy I speak to, yeah. No, she's been very helpful, and I have called for the numbers.
And then she'll put in an entry and a check request, and you'll get paid out of that accounts payable. And it is an AP week, so.
And I'm going to, I started work on the activities plan and budget, which is due next month. And I got sidetracked with the RFP and our hiring concerns right now. But it's in the process, and I will be looking for a finance committee meeting to go through the budget and bring it to the board next month.
Okay, good.
you gonna call the meeting?
Pardon?
Are you gonna call the finance?
Yes,
committee?
I will
Okay.
call.
So call Neil.
Okay.
Neil,
Who is on our finance?
Treasurer.
Oh, really?
Finance committee, our treasurer, Matt, Neil, Marcia, and Kathy.
Didn't Matt back down from treasurer
Yeah.
last month?
Yeah, Neil is the treasurer.
But is he still on the finance committee?
He can be.
He said.
Or,
he-
but
yeah,
I thought he
he's-
said he wanted to still be on the.
I
Yeah,
thought
I
you
was
did
just-
too. Said he wanted to continue on.
Yeah, Matt did send me an email because there's a merger between AT&T and DirecTV.
Director.
And he was concerned about the implications for us. And we've been bouncing around, Tim's looked into it. You don't think there will be, you think it'll actually boost competition and maybe help us. Is that the read I got from your email?
Sort of.
Sort of, okay.
Well, by taking on DirecTV I saw that as well, but by taking on DirecTV customers, wouldn't, if that goes into the AT&T Uverse,
We would get more.
we would get more.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so DirecTV is satellite, and there is no franchise or PEG fees
Oh,
applicable
okay.
to satellite because they don't traverse or use the public right of way.
Okay.
Cable systems go under the street
Street.
and sidewalk and stuff, so we get to charge them and for the privilege. So DIVCA, the state law that went into effect in 2006, sets all of these, and it only applies to cable TV.
Okay.
So even though Comcast and Uverse and these people do internet, the law only applies to the TV services. So there's several parts to that, but it's only TV and it's only landlines.
Mm.
So
Okay.
satellite skates completely because they
They-
all they're extraterrestrial
It's all in the cloud.
as opposed to being terrestrial.
Hmm.
It's above the clouds, flying way up there and they're little birdies.
Okay.
So that's the scoop. So yeah, the DirecTV is completely exempt from all PEG and franchise fees.
And if anybody wants more information about that, the Alliance for the Community Media had a webinar dedicated to that subject, which can be listened to online, and there will be another one in the summer.
If you really have trouble sleeping, I can send you the link to the DIVCA state law.
I
Oh,
don't have that much trouble.
It's in your binder, it's in your board binder, which hurts
All
when
of
it
it?
hits you in the face when you fall asleep.
That's what hurts when it lands on your foot.
Yeah.
So it's, I think, pretty good.
Is that it?
That's it.
Well, thank you for once again keeping our budget balanced, John.
Yes.
That's the ACM thing.
Yeah, this is the, if anybody's interested in the, you can take this copy. We'll give you the links for listening online. For getting more
I think
information.
realistically at this point, it would be speculation. It could go any direction.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we-
Until they sign the paper.
Yeah, so AT&T had partnered with Dish TV before they rolled out Uverse. So, 10, 15 years ago, they had partnering with Dish. So you could buy AT&T internet and Dish and telephone and put it all on one bill. So now I suppose they're going to drop that and give you the option to pay for your DirecTV bill through AT&T. That would be a guess. As to what it does for what we're doing at SAM, it's hard to tell. It would depend on if customers shifted from satellite to land or vice versa. So if DirecTV customers said, "Oh, this is a good deal. I think I'll go to Uverse and we'll get more money."
Right.
If they went the other way, well, Uverse isn't that good. I think I'll try satellite because AT&T has a really good deal on it this month.
Mhm.
And if everybody gets mad at AT&T and goes to Comcast, yeah.
That's okay too.
So cable to cable is fine. Cable to
Okay,
satellite
right.
is a loss, and
Right.
satellite to cable is a win.
Makes sense.
Financially.
Makes sense.
And of course, that's only Petaluma, which is
Only
AT&T's
Petaluma.
biggest market
You're right.
that we know.
And luckily, AT&T is only a quarter of our pay fee.
Mhm.
And Comcast is 3/4, yeah.
Okay, anybody have questions for John that pertains to the budget and not DIVCA?
Yeah, because we can completely beat that subject to death.
Yeah, we know. Okay. Let's move on
Do we need
to,
to approve the treasurer's report or no?
No.
No?
So,
Just,
Executive Director's Report.
Okay, so we've had a series of candidate forums organized by the League of Women Voters, and every year we work with them to cover as many as happen in Petaluma. Usually they happen in City Hall, so it's quite easy. This time it was at over at Springfield Place at the corner of Washington and Sonoma Mountain Parkway, or Eli. I filmed it. Used one of our new cameras. It was great. I had a good seat. We got it ready for projection, and it's airing now on Channel 27. That was the California Assembly. The seat is currently held by Mark Levine, and he had 5 other challengers. And we also get the other forums, the district attorney, the comptable,
Supervisor.
the supervisor. We're not actually voting for a supervisor. Yeah,
I think we do.
Oh yeah, David Rabbit is running. yes.
Rabbit and John King
Yeah,
supposedly.
we're airing that. That was taped in Santa Rosa, and
They're supposed to be having a debate coming up.
oh, give me the
Check
information.
the city council meeting last night. John King made a public comment and mentioned that there was a debate coming.
Okay, I'll keep my eye out for that. We have the window window display at Copperfields in June, and Kathy and Mario and I are working on an idea, mostly photographs of the Butter and Eggs Day Parade. The 4 panels that we had for our members meeting that are in my office are going to go in, and we're going to duplicate a couple of those. So we're working on that.
What's the theme? What's the, did you decide?
Homegrown media and productive fun. You know, it's going to be a lot of smiling faces. We have a good bunch of photos. You can see it as you go out next to the photocopy machine. There's a collage I made of photos from a members party meeting, open house. It was a good one. That was the big one at Marcel's spot. I'm going to do one, and I'm going to do a new one with the great photos we got from Butter and Eggs and our open house here. A lot of nice colors. So keep your eye out for that. We have a Final Cut Pro 10 class. Dan is back. He had a spell of employment with the post office and no longer is doing that, so he's free for us again and ready to come back and work through the summer. So Final Cut Pro class on Saturday, May 31st. That's a 6-hour class from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. He was doing 2-hour classes 3 Wednesdays in a row, and told us that, you know, not everybody came to every class, so it was kind of distracting to catch people up. This is better. You come, you get the full introduction in one swoop. And well, all of these classes are contingent on signups. So we announce it on Facebook. We send an email to our membership base, and if we can fill it up, we have the class. If not, we reschedule. Mario is also planning a photo class. He's very excited, but he wants this one to be free for members because he's not sure how it's going to go. It's kind of a trial run, a pilot. So we'll give you the dates as soon as that comes up. And we have openings for interns this summer. This is more for those of you watching. If you have time this summer and you want to work with a great crew and play with some good camera equipment, come on down.
Can I ask you a question
Sure.
in regards to that? Are those interns open to a certain age group and above, or are they open to high school children?
High school children, yeah. Most of them come from Sonoma State
Date?
and the JC.
How many positions? Sorry to interrupt.
Yes. You are.
Well, if I wanted to help find people or whatever for projects for you, how many positions are available that you could sign up for credit or whatever for schools?
We usually take 3, and they're usually for credit.
Yeah, that's right. And people, if they don't want credit and they just wanted to do it for their experience, it would be, you know,
they're welcome to.
Yeah, okay.
They don't have to. It doesn't have to be
But
for
3,
credit.
okay.
But 3 is all we can handle.
Do you guys prefer Sonoma State or like college or university or high school?
Anybody who's interested and
Okay.
attentive to detail and enthusiastic. I gave that art of cinema lecture. It was quite successful. There was 8 people there, and they were very happy. And there were 5 people who couldn't come, including some people in this room. So I'm rescheduling that for June 12th, Thursday night. And we make non-GMO popcorn. We show movies, and I usually have a handout. And then the additional item I wanted to mention was that we have 2 long weekends coming up, Memorial Day and 4th of July. They both fall next to a weekend, so we're going to close on those Saturdays and make it a big weekend for the staff. And that's it for May 20th.
Okay, any other questions for John?
Are we going to do graduations this year?
Oh yeah, we do the graduations, and they all fall in the first week of June. We were talking about that today.
Perfect. Okay, thank you, John. We have no items for the consent calendar. Reports of committees. The executive committee met this evening for this meeting, and there was actually no meeting because we did not have a quorum. So that's the report. And I believe that's it.
Mhm.
Am I correct? So we can move right into old business. And Kathy, you get to be first. Old business.
No, I get to say it all over again.
Item 10A, discussion and debrief of the Butter and Egg Day Parade. Kathy.
Well, as I said before, we had a great wagon, we had flowers, we had a tree, we made great noise going down the street. John and Neil and Jason did a great turnaround down close to Walnut Park with the sign. They managed to make that sign go completely around and back into line.
I should have thought of that sooner.
And it was great, and it was good that we had George come and help us. He was getting the crowd involved, and I think overall it was a good day. My only comment to the whole thing is I think next year should be bigger and better. Something a little bit bigger than our tiny little wagon that worked for what we did, and it got a lot of people thought we were filming from the wagon because we had a camera in it. And so
They love those cameras.
they do.
Yeah, George was
Whether they work or they don't know.
George was over the top. And
He was.
And equal to himself. He was marvelous. And he brought
Some friends with him, and that helped too.
We also had Francisco, one of our access assistants. He came. I didn't see him come until we were walking, so I didn't get a chance to introduce him to you, or you to him. And we also had a young lady from Casa Grande who needed some community hours. She came and walked with us, and Mario joined in because he was free from the crew. The crew did a good job. They were very happy. They had a very good position, and Zach has really mastered the technique and has the equipment now that's really compact and just what he needs. They were situated next to the police bus, which is usual. We're always right next to them. And I think Thomas helped them out with something they had a problem with, and Zach was talking to them. We had a problem because our cameras were behind the crosswalk, and this year they let people stand in the crosswalk. So we had maybe a row of two to three people deep between us and the parade. And we talked to the police, and they said, no problem, next year we're going to put you in front of the crosswalk. So they all came back thrilled with that. It went very smoothly.
Yeah, Mario got some good pictures too.
Yeah.
I saw him on the Facebook page.
Does everybody hear Facebook? You know Facebook? Well, you'll have to see the collage I make. I took out...
I'll look at your collage.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that we can get our committee together. We should probably start right after we start the board year in October, November. Kathy and I have already talked about how bigger means we're going to have to go back to Cal West Rentals.
That'd be good.
We're going to be organized this time.
Hay bales.
I don't know about the hay bales. Well, maybe we'll figure something. Well, the hay bales work, and they're free. So, all right. Thanks, Kathy. Item 10B under old is discussion only on City of Novato RFP that John's been working on.
Yes, well, I submitted this by the deadline, right by the deadline. And it turned out very interesting in a sense. What worried me the most was the insurance requirements, and so I did a budget that would kind of look at what we'd have to get for extra insurance. And right at the last minute, I got an answer back from the insurance company that we basically have what we need. So I bid at $34,500. They were saying it couldn't be more than $36,000. Yeah. I had a good chat with Tim. He guided me along, and I had a chat with Cindy. Staff is excited. The real bind, if we get the RFP, is hiring another pool of of assistance in Novato to actually operate it. I would imagine if it starts in July 1st, if they award it in June, it would start July 1st. Our staff would be doing it through the summer. And I checked with them, of course, first. What that opens up is a lot of driving. And that's one of the clauses was an auto insurance. And the solution is that these are non-owned by PCA autos. So we do have a policy that covers our staff in their own cars driving on for work. And what else could I say about it? You know, I don't know the process for them approving it. I thought we had a very strong case because we've been doing it for 16 years.
Did they give you an indication of when they planned on making a decision?
No, they didn't.
Apparently they've opened bids.
Yes, they open them that day. I imagine, or the week after. But
Do you know that July 1st is the date they're looking to start?
yes, there was an email communication that came out today.
So something should happen in the month of June then,
So
one way or the other.
Look to see it at a council meeting.
Would they go to the council before they start interviewing?
I think they would go to the council with it. Well, they may have already got council permission to spend the 36,000. You know, to negotiate with not to exceed. So I don't know.
So we'll see where that goes. You know, I was worried about just you know, the relationship with the city has always been the highest priority, and it's I won't say delicate, but it's privilege. It's a privileged relationship, and we are. Tim will tell you, we've really worked hard to be reliable and professional and cordial, and we have saved the baby a number of times by being able to run a staff member over there, and we couldn't do that here. So that is a concern. It's a longer drive, but they don't have as many meetings, and they don't seem to be as long. We have Zach went through and got a readout of the last year's meetings and did an average.
Do you feel good about the support you're going to get from the city of Novato?
You never know. I mean, in our capacity, we're hired contracted help, so we're the ones that have to perform, and they have to communicate their needs and pay.
So you haven't met with them at all?
No. We tried to go down and look at the
Yeah, because
booth.
were you and Zach going to go? And
We tried, but there was no response to that.
Oh, there wasn't? Okay. Because I was just wondering, maybe based on that meeting, you decided to go forward, because I know you had some concerns.
I had some concerns, and, you know, we could always say, no, we decided we
Okay.
can't do it. I mean, I thought I'd go through the process. It was an interesting process, and I don't regret
And for
it.
you to take on that extra work is okay?
Yeah, it is. I think we have enough stability here that we can incorporate another band. I like it, the hiring. I put a lot of money into the estimated budget for hiring, because I think that will be the key. And obviously, we'd be paying them more. And we wouldn't be billing the city of Novato per hour. We have a fixed fee per month to deliver.
Do you have some kind of stipulation in there that, okay, I call, it's now 7:30, I want you here at 8 o'clock? Can that happen? I mean, what is a feasible time for us to go from here to there to be available to them?
Oh, you mean could they spring a meeting?
Yeah,
on it?
right.
No, because they're public meetings. They have to be
Oh,
noticed
no,
every
notice.
72
Okay,
hours.
okay.
Yeah, they have to be.
So we would always have
You can't do
adequate
worse
time.
if you subscribe to their meeting announcement. You can't do worse than 3 days. Plus, they'll give you the schedule.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that would
I'm
be
guessing
integrated
months
right
in
into the
advance.
system we're using with the city here.
So that would be, I mean, that would give you enough time to be able to say, okay, I have to schedule somebody to go.
Yeah. They wouldn't be able to drop a last minute meeting.
Okay.
And they request that I have a pool of 3, a primary and 2 backups.
Will it just be one person who actually goes when you're talking?
Yeah, we
or
only need, it's a
one
one-person operation. Apparently, it's a higher level setup technically than Petaluma. I spoke with somebody who's done it there. I asked him if he was interested in getting involved. He said no, because my best friend's doing it now, so they're dropping his best friend. But those 2 guys could be, you know, people
Somebody
we
that
You
would
could hire
work.
them both.
could hire them both after the fact. But right now, it was just too sensitive for them to get into. But he did give me a read on what the control booth looks like. So we will see.
Okay. Anything else on this?
Got our fingers crossed.
Okay. Last item under old business, 10C, discussion and possible action on items pertaining to the 2014 Board of Directors election.
Yes, well, I have reserved the room for our members' meeting. We have a date. It's the last Thursday of September.
Okay, I already marked my calendar.
So what is that, September?
That would be the
Thursday?
27th, I believe. I didn't write it down, but that's what I'm thinking. So the calendar will work backwards from that. And everybody is here.
Thursday of September is the 25th.
25th. It'll be from 6:30 to 8:30, and it's in the upstairs room at Lagunitas.
Before Thursday.
We have a regular meeting in September, and then we have a special members meeting, which is basically the board meets, convenes, acknowledges the winners of the election, and then closes, and then it becomes a members meeting. In theory, the members could continue the meeting or create their own meeting, but it's turned into more of an open house celebration.
What time?
6:30 to 8:30. And it's a cozy room, funky couches, a bar. We would be able to. They provide the beer. They're very happy to have us there. They said that they usually have a rule that they only allow one free event per nonprofit. But since this was a meeting, we still have the right for a fundraiser if we wanted it at Lagunitas. They were very friendly.
Oh, so we don't have to count this as a...
As a donation of space.
Okay. We have to figure out a nice way to thank them for this.
We put them on TV.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Here's our
We
party.
already-
Here's
we
our
already-
party. Check this out. And if their logo sneaks in 10 or 12, 15 times.
Yeah, we already did a video for them. Thomas did one a couple of years ago.
Did he?
Yeah. And how the beer is made. We got to see the conveyor belts. They were very.
They love to do that. They love to show that.
They get tours and all.
I think
They'll
everything.
they'll even stage it if you bring cameras. Here, stop this. Run that one instead.
I tried looking for one of our old election calendars, and mine were just hard copy. I don't know why. I gave one away last time, so I didn't have one. But
I have it.
you and I should talk about how that fits, because it's going to be, when things start kicking in.
Oh, yeah, I'll leave this on the seat of my car when I go home tonight, and then tomorrow morning I'll. Okay, yeah.
That's the one
Yeah.
we used last time, or that's the one you gave us last time.
This is from last year, though.
Mhm.
No, 2 years. We didn't have one last
Last
year.
year.
We
That's
had no
right.
seats
That's
there.
right. Yeah, I know exactly where the file is for this in my computer. So I leave this on the seat, and then I can mock that up tomorrow.
So,
During
just,
break.
Yeah.
just to refresh your memory, we have 3 elected seats that need to be refilled, and if any of those people don't run again, any of you appointees could volunteer. Just throw your hat in the ring. And we announce it such that anybody in the public who wants to get on that hasn't been nominated by the nominating committee can also get on the
You need
ballot.
members.
Members.
And that's me, Neil, and
And Matt.
okay. Okay, the nominating committee is going to have to address that. So anyway, okay,
And nominate some people too.
yeah. Yeah, and then we can always expect a petition to
Yeah.
land in our office.
And Jude Meon is the inspector. So we're on board.
Inspector, yes.
Now we just
and I
have to
think-
lay out the dates and march through it.
You
And
just
I'll
take
inspect the
if you want.
inspector's results.
I'm just looking to
Oh,
see.
you always come
We're
by.
ahead of the schedule.
I gotta do something.
We've already appointed our inspector. That wasn't to happen until June. We have no actions in July, so we're doing good. Anything else about? Okay. Let's go to new business. Item 11A, discussion and possible action on committee assignments. I started to touch on that a few minutes ago when we were talking about finance committee.
Well, I suggested that we put this on the agenda because when I was looking through it, I noticed that our outreach and development, which is the most fun, it's kind of light. We just have Rachel and Marcia. But if anybody wanted to shift around, I thought I'd put it on the agenda to allow that.
Can Jason still participate on the committee even though it's not the board representative to it?
Yeah, I believe we could always have
Members.
PCA members could participate in committees. We had
So
a
he
member.
had
Yeah,
been,
but sure,
maybe he
most
would
of
be
them
interested in
stuff.
participating still.
Yeah. And I also, we are very adept at creating subcommittees to get things done, and that's maybe a better way. So if you have a small committee here, it's the steering group, and then when it comes to an actual project, Kathy and Cindy drove the Butter and Eggs Day project.
Well, we were just talking about having a meeting maybe, and Rachel and I, and talking about, which way to go.
Yeah.
What to do. So we'll have a meeting and.
Let me know, because I'd love to be there.
I will, yeah. In fact, you'll be the first to know.
Well, I don't know what else we can do here. I mean,
Kind of short board members to really populate them.
well,
Yeah.
it would be nice to have the full board here to have this discussion. And did we even hear from Matt this week?
No, heard from him last week with the question about the merger, but that was good.
It was just an email though.
Where's Neil? Is it, because he didn't come last
He's
time, did he?
absent.
Oh.
Don't get me started.
It's not me this time.
You mean what,
There's always somebody, right?
you mean what continent?
No, you'll hear the fallout from that in a few minutes.
I don't think anything needs to be done with this item. It's just
No, well, there's nothing. We really
Yeah.
can't. I mean,
Just carry it.
yeah, we'll just carry it over. So the next new item, 11B, discussion on possible action on outreach coordinator hire. That's for John.
Yes. So, been working with the staff to try to get more precise in what we're asking of this person. We had a lunch meeting today, and we brainstormed about different tasks that we could take on. Mario's got great graphic skills. He can do Photoshop quite well. He takes great pictures.
Could we get a copy of that? And since we're in the outreach committee,
Yeah, and no,
Okay.
I would like to, that's why I was saying, please invite me, because I would like to talk to
Okay,
you
good.
about
that'd be nice.
the kind of
Okay.
person we're looking for, and one of you should sit in on the job interviews, perhaps.
Yeah, okay.
Where we have a job description that is has key priorities and then other possible jobs, and that's part of a strategy to kind of go with the flow to find out who we get and what their talents are. One of the things that's fallen through is development of the website, whereas Caitlin didn't resonate with that, but she did a marvelous job getting interns in. So there's a flexibility that is part of the operating structure here. We do recognize, all of the staff has recognized that the website needs work. Zach is working on a new logo. That would be a new way to renovate the website. We have the dream of having streaming video where you could watch our channel on the web, but that's kind of blocked with some heavy capital expense.
Regulations.
We'd have to get a faster DSL line to the city, and we may even have to change Latronics, our server in the city. This is a subject that comes up every 6 months in our meetings because we're looking at that. Zach is putting higher speed bandwidth is one of his priorities for this summer. But Thomas could also take on more work on the website. We could redefine the website as another broadcasting programming platform, and he could make sure that every month there's a new featured video. We load the videos onto YouTube, but you can easily embed them there so people don't have to go to YouTube and find the video. They just go to the website and there's our favorite for the month. So being able to watch TV on the website is a definite goal. Also, we used to have it, but we lost it in one of the renovations. We used to have a bulletin board looping on the corner of the website. I think that's great. Bulletin board is one of the easiest ways we can touch so many different businesses and nonprofits in Petaluma. We post their announcements. It's a kiosk, and I don't know if anybody goes there for information, but they get information when they happen to see it.
Well, on that note regarding streaming, I brought that up with John about a month and a half ago when I mentioned other things that I could help. But streaming is something that would be easily implemented on your website, and you don't even have to necessarily use your servers. You can go through an outside source, and depending on your traffic, you'd probably be fine with what you got. I don't know what plans you got, and you could probably reduce your costs there. Also, I mentioned like the AC broadcasting, but that's something you have to deal with Comcast, AT&T, etc. And I mentioned the website can get all redesigned. I have a few people that can help with that. They can do it all for free. We're not trying to make money, just help get the things fixed. Also, what was the other thing? I mentioned I had several businesses that would like to get maybe their facility, like you mentioned with Lagunitas, broadcast and just intro of what it looks like, and that'd be interesting. And you can do that as like a feature, like John's mentioning each month, and just get some more traffic. I have contacts at the radio, like Hot 101 and different things, different places, KMEL 106, where we can just possibly get like some space to let people know what channels, because I don't even really know what channel it'd be for me to look at it. So that'd be helpful for people to find out about what to do, and also promote the website. I don't know what events you've recently filmed besides you mentioned the Butter and Eggs Day Parade, but I know like they had the American Graffiti car show and different things, like another car show before that, or last weekend. I forget which one that was. I don't know, I'm confused. But anyways, those are events that I'm sure you could talk to the right people and get them filmed, and you'd have some like content broadcast or produced by PCA, and that'd help make you guys look better with getting funding through Comcast, because I know that's where the majority of your funding does come from. And I think you should be able to get some of the fees from streaming, because they broadcast all their shows now online, like CBS or Fox or wherever. A lot of their shows are broadcast over their website or Hulu or wherever, and you guys should at least ask to see how you can get in some of those fees, because that's what they're asking for as well when they are renegotiating these days. So you guys should get a portion of that, I think, too. I don't know, but yeah, regarding the streaming, at least I mentioned that and brought that up and said we can do that pretty quickly if you guys wanted someone to help.
Okay, we're not doing any deals here.
No, I don't want to. I just wanted to make sure that you guys know that I talked to him about that previously.
Well, that's something that's for you and John to discuss.
Okay, I know.
And then
I don't want. I just want to make sure that you guys know that some of these things are easily done, and it's just you guys make it seem like it's harder than it is. That's all.
Thanks. As you were saying.
Yes. So Zach and I now with full staff input, we're going to reshape the job description and probably get the post out Friday or Monday, and then start interviewing. Usually when we go Craigslist, we have done the newspaper, but we've never hired anybody from the newspaper. It's rather expensive, and they put us also on Monster, which hasn't been very productive. Craigslist, we will get anywhere from 40 to 80 resumes. We say Petaluma residents preferred, but we get them from Palo Alto. People there, the market is, the people out there looking for work. I can usually filter it pretty quick down to 10 that are interesting. I do phone interviews, and we usually have face-to-face interviews, maybe 4 on a Saturday.
Do we get applicants from the JC or from Sonoma State?
No, not to
Or recent graduates thereof?
Recent graduates, yeah.
Have we, I don't remember, it's been a while since I sat in on interviews, but I know you added the telephone interview as kind of like a pre-screening.
Yeah.
And that's been working well. Did we do 1 or 2 interviews in person in the past?
We've always done one. Although I did
Okay.
do a follow-up phone interview the last time because we were really tight on 2 people. So we did call them back and talk with some more questions.
I would like to suggest a second in person so we can see,
Yeah. Okay.
so that we can cover the other things like if we were to offer you the job today, is there anything in your schedule that will interrupt operations? You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Okay.
Who?
Oh, it's a learning curve.
Yeah. No, that would only have to be probably a 15-minute interview just to make sure everybody's talking on the same script here.
No, and
And I would be happy to sit with you on that second one, just to,
Zach has been sitting in and Jason sat in on the last one. So I'd like to have a staff member and a board member.
yeah,
sitting
on
in.
both. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea. You guys, what do you think?
I think that's a great idea.
I mean, considering what happened.
I think that the more you can put everything out there on your part, as well as the person who's being interviewed, the more questions you can ask them and the more clear you can be, the less problems you have when it all comes down to taking the job.
There is a tendency to put on a performance, and you walk in, you put on the best performance, and you walk out and you say, do I really want that job? But you've gone too far, and we start to make decisions on it,
Exactly.
and then so a second call back would be very good.
I think a second interview, at least in
I like
the
that.
experience that I've had with doing interviews for people working, a second interview really makes them more credible to, okay, now I really do have a chance for this job. I need to really be clear where I am, and I need to be clear on what you want me to do. Versus just one interview, well, I've done 25 this week trying to get a job. Now I'm really serious about this one. So I agree with Cindy. I think a second interview is helpful.
Yeah, probably of the final 3 or whatever finalists, only
Yeah,
the finalists.
We could have 4
At least
interviews
3 or
and then call
4.
back 2
Yeah.
for
Narrow
hits.
down and then
Yeah.
have those.
What we're really looking for is somebody who can get more members and more use, make it more active. And that's marketing, that's face-to-face, it's going to the business meetings, it's an ambassadorship, and kind of a strategic mind, sets the themes for the campaigns. What we're trying to do is farm out the actual uploading of the website, maybe to Thomas. Graphics could be a Mario, but we don't know who we're going to get. Somebody comes in and they're great at graphics, well, obviously they'd want to do it themselves. So we have to.
I thought initially we had talked about moving Mario more into this position, but you changed your mind about
Yeah,
that?
we worked with Zach and I talked it over, and we talked to DeMario. He's doing a great job at the city hall, and he's doing, he's got the right attitude up in front.
He's happy where he's at.
I told him if he wants to apply for this position, he certainly can, but I wasn't going to redesign the structure, the basic structure for that. And I'd still like him to master some of the skills at the front desk. I think it'd be good for him because he was charged with them, and there's a follow through. What we are going to try to do is to free him off the front desk. We're going to start training our access assistants, the temporary employees that we use for City Hall. We have a budget of 15 hours a week, and we have 3 of them, and they never earn more than 5 or 8 hours a week between the 3 of them, so that we have some extra hours with those access assistants. And this summer we're going to experiment with having them do the front desk, so that Mario is freer. If he's teaching camera, and he's great with, he's got a photo group down in Novato that has 30 to 50 people come. So he's an organizer around creative energy and media that I think is a real talent. So we'll try to get as much out of him as we can, but I'm not going to restructure the 4 pillars that we have designed: outreach, membership, programming, and station operations.
We trust you.
No, thank you.
This is going in your performance review. Thank you. Thank you for taking that on. Anything else on this subject? Okay. We have,
Yeah.
are you going to say something, John?
Oh, I'm looking at the next item.
Oh, the next item, discussion of possible action on the annual members meeting.
Yeah, well, I folded that into the Board of Directors election process. So I've already said most of what I could say, and I could update the date because it changed between writing this and it's the 25th of September. And it's so far off, but I think my point in putting it on there was that it'd be great to have the outreach committee join me to design the event, how we're going to dress it and market it. It'll hold 45 people, 50 at the most, that room. It'll be more comfortable if it's 30, 35.
Are you expecting just, well, we can talk about it, but,
Yeah.
you know, just members and the board?
RSVP
and-
seating limited. Call now.
That actually could be a good technique.
Or, yeah,
Do
you
wanna
could get advance tickets or tickets at the door.
Yeah. No, I think we've tried to do big events. The open house we had here was great. We had more than 45, but never at the same time. There was one moment when it was wall to wall, but it flowed.
The
But
museum
yeah,
was fun.
make it kind of an elite, be there, be square kind of event.
Well, that's actually how Lagunitas does crowd control, is their tickets, or some of their events are free, but you have to have one to get in.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything
I think
I've
that's
attended
good.
had tickets. Even everything that I've attended so far has that.
Yeah.
I've had to have tickets, even though it was free. But you were on the list, or
Right.
or
But
you
you
got
have
the
to go on the
tickets
internet and
there.
reserve that.
right. You either got the tickets ahead, or you were on the
Right.
list and got the ticket to go in.
Right.
But there's lots of ways we could, it could be with the hiring of an outreach coordinator working with us, we could design it as the culmination not only of the election, but maybe there could be what do they call them, a poll or an audience questionnaire, a survey. We could do a survey, or we could do some kind of prize, winner prize. We could work towards it this summer, kind of create some momentum.
Instead of the Nielsen ratings, we'll call it the Bertucci rating.
And I
I
think
was thinking the
membership.
Thomas Guide. Oh wait, that's taken.
Robert's ruled.
But why don't you guys, if you want people to watch and call in, you can like put on the show, like for discounts for whatever place or restaurant or whatever. If they watch the show and they have like a number or whatever, they have to say something to go and get the discount. You get more people, like it's like a coupon. So because it's all local anyways, so anyone watching it would have to be in that area. So that wouldn't be wasting their time. So everyone that watches is within that limit, because otherwise you'd have the San Francisco or Oakland public access channels. Correct?
People watching us on Comcast would not have any problem with San Francisco. They don't get it. They only
Exactly,
get
yeah.
us.
So it'd only be within up to like Marin, because then Marin would have their own
No,
public access.
we're only viewable
Just
in
Petaluma.
Petaluma.
Exactly. So anyone that
That's-
has something on there.
Bay
That's
Area on
not-
Ubers.
Yeah, I was going to say on Uverse you can
Yeah.
watch.
But not so likely that somebody from San Jose is going to want to watch.
And it'd be more fundraising too, not because you can't legally, I don't think, do it where you're charging people, but if they donate it to you, and because however many people view, like 2,000 or so per channel.
We can only take donations.
Exactly, yeah. So you don't want to get people to pay, so if they donate and say, we'll donate this, and then you mention our establishment, I think that'd be a good way to get people to watch and have them a reason to watch, because a lot of people like to save money. So I think that'd be useful, and then more people will be tuning in, and the audience is usually people in their 30s or 40, or I'm sorry, probably 40, 60 age group. I don't think too many younger people actually watch now. It's more YouTube and stuff they'd be watching.
Yeah.
Good.
This is a members meeting, so we have to design and run the membership.
Okay.
And that would be the drive, is to get more members.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
Oh yeah, I forgot to tie that in.
Okay, that's it for the agenda, except for the item 12A, which was a closed session item, and actually, because we could not hold the executive committee meeting due to the lack of quorum, we can no longer address this item here, so we have to table this until June.
But you still need
Oh.
to, we should go
Right.
into closed session and
Okay, all right, all right. We will adjourn to closed
You're
session.
pulling a Fred Stouter on us, huh?
Session's closed now?
Used to say-
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you guys said it was you had a quorum earlier, because, and then now it's no more?
No, the executive committee, which was a
Yeah.
meeting
Still
before
not
this.